we had a very large judgment come out of Arcata. We'll talk about sometime maybe in more detail, but it was a $3.9 million judgment for someone who ended up in a wheelchair for the rest of their life.
Is this in reference to the Trailhead?
That's the Trailhead
Can
one.
you lay that out for people that don't know?
I can kind of give a short version, but what happens is there was a trailhead at the bottom of Fickle Hill Road, and the way I understand it, and I did get the paperwork, public records request, there was a $3.9 million settlement without any admission of guilt. Well, this was settled by settled out. It goes to the cities all have a pool they belong to, so it goes to the pool member, and they apparently felt that it was in the best interest to settle out rather than chance it in court. I could see, what is a star athlete, an athlete coming down the hill on a bicycle who according circumstantial evidence is, with the 3.9 millers, so there was something wrong with the process. In a particular parking lot, I looked at it and it's non-functional. It's an accident waiting to happen again. And that was my angst, and that's why I'm pushing so hard on that, is I don't want somebody else, because of the gross negligence, in my opinion, the opinion of others of a city or municipality, not fixing the problem. It's still the same as they put up one sign that said you're supposed to, instead of pulling inwards to the parking lot, once you get in the parking lot, you see a sign. It says, well, you're supposed to pull up the road and back into the parking lot so you can pull out forward. Well, the parking lot, it's not a parking lot. There's no asphalt, no ADA. There's no curbs in the back of it. A car the other day, I was told, was seen being pulled out because they backed into the parking lot and then went off the bank down to the trail. But this is an angst of mine as far as risk management.
What specifically happened with the settlement? Somebody was coming down the hill and was
On a
struck by a car?
bicycle and was struck by a vehicle, is my understanding.
Pulling out of the parking lot.
I don't have I didn't get into total details. I got into details of the settlement. I never did get into that. That's my understanding. Yes, it was a vehicle accident was related to that particular site. But fix the problem. I
And
mean,
Arcata's done nothing to try to fix
nothing.
that.
We've been asking them, and I got a hold of their insurance people, and I keep them posted on what's going. But this is a lawyer's dream. I mean, if you go before a judge and it happens again, or let's say a whole school bus of kids go, the judge is going to say, well, the new lawyer is going to say, well, they were aware of it. They paid $3.9 million. Why didn't they fix the problem? And I started having people look at different ADA compliance and different I call it accidents waiting to happen, and have requested that the city go out and do a risk management on all their assets. Look for these accidents waiting to happen. I mean, so you got to get a grant and spend $400,000 or $500,000 to fix something, and maybe save someone's life or keep someone out of a wheelchair, and save that much more money, for the whole thing. It's uh, just it doesn't make any sense to me. Common sense is if you have a problem, look for your problems and fix them. What is a stitch in time saves nine? Well, for $500 here or $10,000 there, maybe you save yourself another 3.9 million.
That's a painful lesson to have to learn.
It is, but they haven't learned it's the problem. I always I say, well, I love to learn from my successes and other people's mistakes. That's it's why should I learn from my own? I don't want to make my but to not learn from your own mistake, I feel that's no common sense there at
That's
all.
foolish.
It's foolish, and I threw the F word at it there, but it is foolish, and um, I I love the term befuddles. It befuddles me. I looked it up just to see what it meant. Why people aren't you know doing what they would should do. Instead, they go on and do a whole bunch more big projects, and they haven't taken care of what they have. So it's kind of fix what. Yeah, and I have a problem with that. I just love to go out and buy new houses and do stuff. Even though they're out of repair a little bit or something. Like maybe I'm saying do as I say rather than I do. But with a municipality, they really I think should spend some time making sure what they have is functional, is the best they can have before they go and go off in so many directions, things they can't afford, can't manage, and that seems. I guess is that a lust for power when you have to expand your kingdom to make your job exist or something, but you're not taking care of what your job should you have you do. So